right, everybody. I got two very special guests for you all this week. I want everybody to welcome to the show Greg Moquin and J.R. Harris. How we doing, guys?
Doing all right today.
JR, love the shirt. Repping the Nintendo 64 today.
Oh yeah, yeah. That even plays into the Kickstarter a little bit. I didn't even think about which shirt I was wearing today.
I was gonna say, as I was looking through Kickstarter earlier, I noticed "Do you like these? You'll like this project," and Star Fox 64 is right on there. So we're starting off good.
Oh yeah. I mean,
so I guess for starters, why don't you two introduce yourselves and let everybody know who you are, what you do, and all that kind of stuff. We can start with Greg if you want.
I'm Greg Moquin of Seernova Comics. I've created multiple comics, Inc. They're mostly superhero comics. Inc. Scales, The Seer Chronicles, which is our flagship title. And then our horror anthology, Chronicles of Horror. We're going to do our third one, but it's not technically that as the title next year. And now we have Mittens Space Pilot on Kickstarter.
Alrighty, and I'm J.R. Harris. I'm an illustrator from Flint, Michigan. I work on a lot of different comic and illustrated-related projects, ranging from historical comics to paranormal comics to space westerns like Mittens Space Pilot.
Awesome. So, I guess let's start with Seernova. So I've had some background back and forth with Seernova, seen them around, but maybe you guys can explain to me what they're all about and what they're doing inside of comics industry.
A lot. So we have a platform that has our comics and it has other people's comics because we when we first started in 2017, it was me and my friend Dylan, and we were like, oh wow, this is actually pretty hard to create a comic and all that jazz. So we're like, we should try to make it easier for everybody else. So we created a website to host other people's comics. And since then, we've been trying to figure out the right equation to get people to actually read the comic and, support the comics. We've been doing that while also creating our own comics. And so we're working on that. We have a whole new subscription thing that's on our platform that's called Nova Nation, and it's kind of like Patreon but on a massive scale because we have 40 something creators on our platform, and it's any creator that contributes to bringing traffic and adding new content to the back end, our Patreon side of things, they get a profit from the money that we make. We have yet to really make any money, so we're trying to get subscribers. Yeah, so we do a lot. We do a bunch of stuff.
The creators you're teaming up with, they're mostly indie creators, people doing stuff out of their house, correct?
Yep. Yeah, just like us. So, I went through this. Wow, I couldn't even think of the word. Instagram. I went through Instagram, Facebook, Twitter for the last couple of years to try to find all these people that wanted to be part of this. And we don't own people's comics or anything. It's more of just we host them, and then they can promote them. Or if they don't promote them, then I guess they don't know that they exist on that website. I have promoted them from time to time, but I've been focusing on trying to improve the website as a whole. We revamped it twice because one time there was some reason there was a button that someone deleted all of the flip books that were on there. So all of the digital comics that you can read for free, somebody pressed the button and deleted all of them off. So my business partner figured out a way to get rid of that so people can't just do that. So that's gone now. So we revamped after that. and I had to add all the comics back. And then we created the whole Nova Nation thing, and that was a revamp, like version 2 or 3. And then, so right now it's like pretty cool, like how it looks, and we have our podcasts on there, exclusive podcasts that are just like you have to pay as a subscriber to actually listen or watch the podcast. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff on there.
So you guys are basically trying to create an online indie community for comic readers, comic creators, all kinds of cool stuff that comes right out of your website, your love for creating these books. Is that right?
Yep. Yeah. And we're trying to do like how-to courses and stuff. There's other websites that have done that, are doing that. We're just trying to, I don't want to say we're trying to be the hub for all indie comics, because so many other people have said that in the past, and then some fail and some just try to be that, and then I don't want to try to say that we are that, but we're going in a direction that's like that.
Very cool. And that leads us to, I mean, like you said, you guys have been creating your own comics, and now you've got one on Kickstarter, a new series called Mittens Space Pilot. So maybe one of you could give the quick rundown of what Mittens Space Pilot's all about before we move forward.
Josh, you want to do that?
Yeah, I'll take on that one. Pretty much, Mittens Space Pilot is a wonderful blend of like really a lot of different things, like Guardians of the Galaxy, Star Wars, Mandalorian, specifically part of Star Wars, and then even like Star Fox 64. The idea of like animal characters being in sci-fi settings, specifically, and this is a piece of Greg's history. His girlfriend had a cat, a childhood cat, I believe, named Mittens, and when the cat died, like apparently a whole bunch of like neighborhood like stray cats and stuff like all showed up at the house, like, and so Greg kind of made that joke about like he was like Mittens was like part of the like cat mafia, and so that idea developed into like, what if we did like, you know, Mittens as like a gun for hire type of thing that works for like the cat mafia, and it just kind of exploded from there. And so like we really tapped into like yeah, like a literal cat mafia on a literal planet called Planet Yarn, and it's just a ball of yarn in space. That's a planet that has like all the cat race on it, and it's just absolutely, it's got kind of like a fun, quirky side to it, but then it like taps into that like trying to be really serious at the same time, and so you get like a fun dynamic from it.
Is this like an all ages style book, or what are you guys going for the tone of it?
Yeah, so I originally wrote it as, you know, how I usually write comics, mature. I've never written a comic that was all ages before. It was kind of challenging when we finally decided to do it like that. And as Josh was going through it, he's like, "You should probably like take that part of the violence out, kind of make it more like, you know, dumbed down to like." Not so violent. I was like, that makes sense. Yeah, we should do that. So yeah, it's all ages and no swearing at all, which is crazy for a comic that's made by me. So
I know the feeling. It's way too easy to add those in.
Yeah.
And this series, so it looks like you guys are going to be successful in the first issue. How long do you see this series going on for? Do you have like a mini series planned, or is it one and done and we can keep revisiting? Like, how's the structure of the story set up?
So when I wrote the first one, I just kept on writing, and I wrote all 3 for the first plot arc, and within the same week or 2. And then recently, I was telling Josh that I came up with more ideas, so there's at least another plot arc after it. Today, I just looked at like concept, like I looked at this thing that looked like concept art for like this one character that's in the second issue. and that just sprouted like a bunch of other ideas. I can do a solo series on just this one character. So yeah, there's going to be like a whole bunch of different comic series just coming out of just because this one comic exists.
So you feel like the world you've built here is expanded beyond just this one character. Like you've got kind of a cool universe you can mine with different stories and characters.
Yeah, definitely. There's one character that's going to be in the after credit scene that I wanted to show off in this first one, and now that we can, well, once we hit 4,000, but that one character I just really want to show off because I like the type of animal that it is. It's a panda, and I really like pandas. So there's that, and then just all the other characters that are in the rest of the series. They all like work together in like a way that it's pretty cool. Mittens, I think, is even better when he's like, his character is better when he's like around other characters, when he's actually like playing off of another character. So in the second issue, when he actually like starts playing off of this one character, this like dog character, it just gets funny, but also it's still serious at the same time. So
that was kind of a trick too with this issue. The idea that, kind of like going off what Greg said, was that he's really by himself a lot. Like he gets a job at the beginning of the issue 1, and then the issue follows him on that job. So he is just mainly by himself, kind of like narrating to himself a little bit. And so I am excited to start to see him interacting with other characters. It'll be pretty cool.
And so, Greg, you're the artist of the series, correct?
Writer. Josh is the artist.
Josh is the artist. So, Josh, when I apologize. When
it's okay.
When you're doing this series, I mean, I see you got some of the concept art up on the Kickstarter, and the spaceship. I love the little addition of just the cat ears to go with it and everything. So what were kind of the inspirations behind some of the concepts with the characters, the vehicles, all that kind of stuff?
Well, the very first sketch I did was, if you're familiar with Spaceman Spiff from Calvin and Hobbes, the Sunday comic strip. That, like, Calvin and Hobbes is a really big inspiration for me growing up, and I loved that idea of just having like kind of a smaller character with like an outfit who's just like really like either aggressive or just like really powerful, and so like I love that idea of having like a I think I first started out with doing a little bit more of like a flying saucer style, but I got away from that pretty quick because it was like that was just a little too on the nose. And so I thought of maybe doing like a hot rod style, like maybe a 1950s hot rod. And so that idea like mixed with like World War II bomber planes, like all just kind of amalgamated in the middle, and then throw some cat ears on it. And that's pretty much what I came up with. And that's great. Yeah.
It's great. I love the characters too, like this pug character you got going on, and then like I can tell this is the bad guy. He's almost like a wolf dog type with this blaster here and everything. It's just really cool at how all the characters come together, and it brings back that Star Fox 64 vibe to me, which obviously you guys were going for with this.
Oh yeah, the amount of times, like while I was working on the pages themselves, I would just have on in the background like playthroughs of Star Fox 64, like, and not even like people playing the game, like not like YouTube Let's Players, but it was just like speed runs of the game, and so I could just like see it and hear the characters and the music, and it just was like the perfect inspiration while I came up with some of these designs.
And so let's talk about the campaign. I mean, so far it looks like the campaign's gone really well for you guys. You reach your funding goal. Now you're trying to hit stretch goals. And as I'm looking through it, I mean, we've got some of the typical fare, the physical copy, the PDF. You guys got some cool little add-ons like stickers and bookmarks. My favorite being the keychain of my new favorite character of all time, Commissioner Quackers. But my favorite thing to do with Kickstarters, especially people coming on the show, is to scroll all the way at the bottom and see what like the big tier stuff is. And I'm actually super impressed. You've got a cool, at least to me, unique tier, something I've never seen before, which is this Oscar's flash drive tier, which I love because it's literally you can get a physical copy of the book, but it's kind of a digital physical amalgamation. Like you guys are giving a flash drive of the book. Tell me if I'm saying this correctly. You're giving a flash drive of the book PDF, but then it also comes with all like the stickers and the trading cards and stuff. So where did that idea come from?
I don't know whose idea it was, actually. I was going to take credit for everything, but I don't remember. I do know that one thing that I said would be really cool to have on the flash drive is like the blueprints to like the perfect tuna sandwich, because he eats a tuna sandwich in the comic. So I was like, oh, that'd be pretty cool. So we're adding that as one of the things that on the flash drive. But yeah, there's going to be the digital comic you can actually like download and read on the flash drive, but we're also going to send it to all the backers too. So obviously, like people that didn't get the flash drive. But quite a few people got that tier, which is insane. It's not that much money, so it's the highest tier that we have so far. But it's like we got like 14 people or something that got that, which is crazy. Yeah, so we're gonna have like concept art on there. There's gonna be a couple other things on there that we're only putting on the flash drive and gonna keep like a secret. But yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, even digital backers, I think, would still enjoy like the little extra goodies that the physical people get, and that's kind of a way for you to get the best of both worlds. And so right now you're trying to reach the $4,000 stretch goal? Is the current?
Yep.
So what were the previous stretch goals that you guys reached, and what does the 4,000 bring?
Well, we've had quite a few goals established, and like all the way, like all through like the 1900, 2100, 2300, like all the way up to now at 4,000. We had a chibi sticker of like a chibi style of Mittens, where he's like a lot more cartoony. There's like a bookmark. There's an actual tuna sandwich sticker that I drew up for, and those will actually be included. For any of the physical backers will be getting those just included into their order. But after that, we had done like some extra add-ons, like a magnet, specifically a magnet that has like Mittens with his guns, and we opened up another set of the Oscar's flash drive because we sold out of the 10, and we loved the idea so much that we were like, let's give it a little bit more in there. And so that's Oscar's flash drive. I think 2.0 is the name of it. And there's like the t-shirt design, and then the keychain and the mouse pad. So we've just been like slowly adding like just these add-ons essentially.
And what comes with the $4,000 one when we reach that?
The after credit scene, which has my panda character that I wanted in there.
Okay. So more comic. That's always good.
Yeah. Yeah. Those 3 more pages, but because it's a comic book that's going to get printed, there's going to be a 4th page of something. I think we figured out whatever that was going to be, but I can't remember what it is. I think it's the thank you page or something. And then he already has the stretch goal, like milestone meter thing made for after 4,000. And we have a blue foil cover. Like it's going to be a blue foil to the cover. That's, I think, 5,000?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's 5,000. I've never had a foil on any cover. I've never had that made. And before that, at 4,500 is a sketch cover, which I've never done on a Kickstarter either. And we are only like doing 4 of those, so we're gonna make it like a special reward tier. And it's gonna be called the Sketchy Deal or Sketchy Deal, and it's $125, and it comes with a bunch of stuff.
Oh, that's cool. So, sorry everybody. We were talking about cats, so mine had to come and jump in my lap.
They sensed it.
So before we wrap up, question's been hitting all of the indie creators across the board, and I want to see if you guys have your ducks in a row for this. I mean, how has your printing pipeline been? Have you had any issues? Do you foresee any like delays for trying to print this?
No, just because I go through Comics Wellspring, and they're pretty fast and like reliable. I haven't really ever had an issue with them. I don't know about Josh, but I haven't ever had an issue.
No, they're actually right here in my state of Michigan, and they like I've actually gone and picked up comics from them directly, and they I mean, gosh, I think Mittens is like the 3rd comic I've had printed through them this year, and they have been incredibly reliable and very like they'll let you know if they have any issues, but whenever like if you order it and it says like I think it's like a 2-week turnaround, it's like day 15 and it's like on its way. So it's pretty impressive how well they've stuck on schedule in the past couple years.
Well, that's good to hear. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Before we take off, though, maybe give one more quick pitch, and then where can people find you online if they want to follow you moving forward?
Go ahead, Greg.
So if you like sci-fi and sci-fi westerns and cats, then you'll love Mittens, Space Pilot. You can follow the Master Thief and Space Pilot Mittens as he looks to do one last burglar job for Oscar Paughton, the mob boss of Planet Yarn. Little does Mittens know he is going on an adventure of a lifetime while uncovering massive secrets bigger than he ever imagined. And you can find me on SeernOvaComics.com, Seernova Comics, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitch, all that.
And I am J.R. Harris, and Mittens, I did the artwork and the lettering for Mittens, and it is a whole lot of fun. We did, actually, one last little nice tidbit I wanted to add on there is that it is not in grayscale, but it is in like blue scale, essentially, and which adds kind of a fun tone to the book, which it's actually because Mittens is colorblind, so we decided to do the whole book in this blue grayscale style. And
it's really cool.
It's a lot of fun, and it really turned out really well, and it's just like a really fun read, real easy, bounces around. It's not like heavy, like there's a little bit of heavy dramatic noir in there, but just at the beginning, and it's kind of part of the fun, but then it really takes off and goes on a big adventure. So Mittens is issue 2 is gonna fly out very quickly after this one, I can tell you. And you can find me pretty much anywhere at JR Comic Arts or jrcomicart.com.
All right, and everybody listening and watching out there, remember to look in the show notes down below because I will have a link to Mittens Space Pilot Kickstarter. So make sure to go click on that, check out the book. It looks fantastic. And guys, best of luck with the project moving forward. And I look forward to seeing what's next once you guys are successful with this one.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.